Hello, Travis here, and welcome back to Factorio Space Age. In the in the last episode, I wish I went built this on camera, but I finished space science and with a. I feel like it's a pretty clever multi-sushi belt design. And then I also got nuclear power. I started setting up what will eventually become our nuclear power production, and my reactor will probably be over here. And at some point, once we hit the magic number of U-235, is it? Yeah, U-235, which is about which if I remember is gonna be 40, and we're about a quarter of a way through there. We can start setting up Covarex enrichment, and there's a lot of fun ways to do that. But today we're doing something a little bit different. You might have noticed I have a large array of storage chests, and if we head up over here, I did a little bit of tweaking with the robot chests, because a while ago, I think maybe even during the last episode, I finally researched a logistic system, which is an extension of the logistics of, if I can find it, which is an extension of logistics robots. But what's different? It adds four things, and then is dealing with logistics, basically enhancing the logistics system. And you might have already seen me seen whether you realize it or not, you might have seen me interacting with it. The system, logistics system, as I mentioned before, is the art of transferring items via logistics robots or train or belt. Basically, logistics is getting thing. It's have you ever got an Amazon package? Yeah, you know you have. Uh, mm, you you know what I'm talking about. But you might have noticed the start of you might have noticed me. I've been also building all these red chests, these passive provider chests everywhere, and I'll get to why I did that in a little bit. And you might have seen me paste down a blueprint, and the bots will start swarming these chests and grabbing 15. Additionally, when I have tear down stuff or like clear out wood, the bots bring them to these yellow chests. Storage chests and passive provider chests are provided basically kind of as a way to kickstart logistics and construction bot utilization. But with logistics, but with a logistics system, that gets even better. In fact, with the rocket, it got even better. Because you might have noticed that while I was building our space station, it was kind of automatic. And the reason why is through this this system around here. I genuinely didn't know this before. I thought I might have to like have like a requester chest on here, but no. These are requester chests, and I'll explain what requester chests are. But rocket silos are basically requester chests. I'm quite shook by the idea that this was even possible, but I'm not complaining. Made my job a hell of a lot easier. I'll give you that. However, there's there's more. There's more to the story. In addition to these free new chests, which I'll go over shortly, we have this new thing, vehicle logistics. And I actually have uses the logistics thing. So this fifth episode is going to be dealing with two episode things. If you suspect why I put on all these tests, you are onto something. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down the spaghetti base. Yes, I wanted to take care of this on episode 17, but first of all, I have no idea what happened during that episode. My mind literally just turned off, and I just like went on autopilot for an hour doing random stuff. And second of all, I kind of realized after the fact that being able to set up a bot mall would be more useful for before. So now that we have logistics system, let's also talk about this. But I've used this in the past before, but let's kind of talk about this. Personal logistics. I've had this for a while, but I've intentionally waited until this episode to kind of talk about it. It's basically a ways to say, tell the robots, hey, can I have stuff? So if you don't have a thing, this is a if you don't have personal logistics enabled, oh. So basically, you have two sections. You have your personal logistics and your trash slots. If you select this button, it'll basically tell us. So basically, this group says, "Hey, I want these items in my inventory," and you can also tell. There's also ways to say, "Hey, I don't want these items in my inventory," or "I don't want this amount of items in my inventory," in which excess will be moved to your trash slots. So let's set up a. I'll configure this a lot of this off camera, but to set a you create a thing. Adding a section adds like a logistic request, and you can add a name. Note you do not have to add a name to this group. This is just for easily they copy paste logistics. You'll understand why this is a good thing to not have to create any. It took me a while to figure this out, admittedly. So, but we're gonna give this a name. We're gonna do our. We're gonna create a belt logistics thing. So now that we have our logistics requests segment. And no, if you fail this row, it will create a new row. So technically, you're unlimited, and you're only limited by the amount of items in the game to request. So we're gonna request. So we click the item that we want to click, and this button down here. We'll ask for rarity, but we probably won't be. But rarity, if you're wanting to know, I'll talk about quality again in the future episode when we get to like Volgora, especially, because that's kind of like the where quality gets super relevant. But know that if you're looking to get a kickstart on early quality grinds, don't do belts. Belts. The only thing that they do not get faster with quality. They only get health, and know that this will not save a belt from a biter attack. There is better things used. But enough about that. So now we have our item. We want to set it. It has an upper bound and a lower bound and an upper bound. It's pretty self-explanatory. Lower bound can be as low as 0 and as high as infinity. But that's kind of useless. That's basically saying I don't care if they're into having it be 0 to infinity basically means that nothing will happen. Or it will just start giving you all the belts. I don't know, and I don't really want to experiment. So we're gonna take about 500. We want 500. Alright, so now as you can see, it's appeared, and now it'll tell you how much the quest is satisfied, how many belts are being brought, and how many belts we have in logistic storage, which are going to be anything in these logistic chests that aren't requester chests. And if it and this is because I'm in a yellow zone. If I walk out of the zone, real quick, as you can see, if I'm not in the logistics network or the request can't be satisfied, it will go red. And you know if you're in logistics network if you're in this orange zone. Green is where you can build with robots automatically. Orange is where you can get logistics requests. So I'll get back in the thing and keep building out these logistic requests. I'll take about eh, alright. And that's basically logistics requests. Note that now that I can request the belt to be brought to this tank over here, or I can have ammo being automatically brought to thing, and I can have this is where tanks become infinitely useful. Because remember, they can have equipment grids and thing. So essentially, these tanks become like external players of their own right. I can drive them remotely. I don't think you can command him with the Spidertron remote. But if they did, I think that I would definitely use tanks a lot more. Tanks are very strong. Again, like I said, they're one of the strongest vehicles you can get from novice research alone. Again, they're not the strongest vehicle. All right. Another thing, no. If I've met the required logistics, that they go unselected. So basically saying, hey, we're done. And of course, trash lots basically means that robots will come and collect my garbage. And I'll add more. So, let's talk about the other. There's 5 logistics chests. We've already talked about passive provider. Oh, we've already seen passive provider and storage chest. These passively basically green light robots to take stuff from this chest. They don't put stuff into it. You have to do it internally. That's what this chest is for. However, there's a very good reason why I use more of these for like passive provider chests are not exactly similar to storage chests. Storage chests can set filters and whatnot, but if all my order storage chests if you're looking to like have like a supply network of like a inserter, for example, and use inserters, if this is a yellow chest, it'll still take from the thing. But if there's ever space in this chest and no space in these chests, it'll start filling up with random garbage, and you generally don't want that. So yeah, this is kind of your basically say this is stuff that the robots can. This is a read on take from this chest only, but don't put stuff into it. And this is do whatever. This is your like overflow chest. What about these other free chests? Of these free, the requester chest is probably the most powerful one, because you can see it also has a logistics window. Basically, it allows you to request items to the chest and take stuff out of it and trash stuff out of it. These two chests work in tandem to kind of this chest can request stuff from this chest and this chest, and these two chests as well. So basically, this is a it wants to take stuff from the network. This gives stuff to the network. This takes them. Active provider chest. Basically, it works like a passive provider chest, but instead of saying you can take from this whenever you want, the active chest is this stuff in this chest needs to be taken whenever space is possible elsewhere in the network. So basically, if there's stuff in this and space for that stuff to go, robots will be taking stuff from the system. It sounds useful, but it's very dangerous if you have any of these chests and things. Trust me, how I know. Uh, when I played 2.0 before this run, I was like, yo, this active provider chest seemed pretty good. And then I put 1,200 gears in my storage system. And then I put like 1,000 rocket fuel in that same storage system. So yeah, be careful where you put these. You generally don't. Of these five, these three will probably be the most. But Space Age kind of gives a use to. I've heard there's ways you can use this one. There's, and of course there's ways I'll probably be using this too. And then there's the buffer chest. The buffer chest is a bit weird. It's basically both a passive provider chest and a requester chest at the same time. So it can request stuff, and it provides the network. There's the best case scenario I can say for this is distributing like repair packs across the bot network. So a bot doesn't have to fly all the way from wherever I have the repair packs to the wall in order to. However, bots are not exactly. I've probably said this before, but bots are not exactly the smartest tools on the shed. The sharpest tools on the shed. I butchered that. So they'll kind of so if it's convenient, usually they'll take from the buffer chest if it's closer, but not always. Again. So let's Alright. Last one thing you want more. A thing I go over. Deconstruction planner. You can create a deconstruction planner by left-clicking and placing it in your inventory. But right-clicking on one in inventory allows you to modify and I think I'm going to also modify this to so I can so if I hover over the space, everything but hold up. I forgot I have to if I hover over everything, the only thing that will be deleted will be anything but our power network and row reports and chests and whatnot. This is important because This is how you properly delete a base. I'm going to go ahead and drop these into roboports. And look at like the wave of construction bots. Look at the wave of So, this is nice and all, but what's the point? Point is, of course, like I said, this is why I put all these chests out. There's a lot of stuff that oh. I did not mean to accidentally clip a solar array. Whoopsie daisy. So, now we're getting rid of the mall. We're getting rid of the starter base. That's fine and all, but we have to have a kind of a replacement. Behold the bot mall module. It's fairly simple. You take a request, put everything into the, shove it into an assembler, it processes, and then everything gets and I hit a load bearing power pole because most of my grid was please stop deconstructing my solar array. Please and thank you. Shift and left click with deconstructor will undo construction of tree. That's actually hilarious. I'm eventually going to rebuild that those chip circuit but I am going to I'm not really in the mood to, that is a lot of green chips. Where, oh, probably from the belts. This is, my folks, is how you properly deconstruct a starter base. When you have the materials to properly both make a better base. Oh my god. When you both have the materials to make a proper base and replace it with something better, this is when you basically delete the entire base. Don't make the mistake of deleting the base right away. Also, make sure your power grid is powerful enough. Because bots charging will eat into your power grid. We're also going to do what we call paving the base. Not, oh, not. Oh my god. Just like that, the starter base is gone. Just like that. It's all been packed into neat and orderly boxes. So yeah, where do we start? where do I want to fit this? Doodah, doodah. This water pipe is annoying me all the doodah day. We're going to get green circuit protection. Back online. And also, we're going to now we're going to take our iron. We're going to I'm making local green circuit protection, and I'm going to even cut this down a little bit because I don't need all of this. All this production, because this is just going to be for we're also going to have what we have. Local gear production. With this, we can now I'm not going to be rebuild the entire mall base. No, but I'm just gonna do an example. If you copy and paste into a request request, it will request the materials you need for to make a. So that's a pretty neat thing we can do if we're gonna make a. Then we're gonna do blue belts. We're going to it's convenient that we have a. Yeah, and as you can see, the bots are automatically fulfilling. I'm going to adjust this so we're not This will get more efficient once the bots when we start upgrading the bots carry capacity and speed. This will only get better. I'll probably there's a lot of stuff I'll probably do off camera, namely but I definitely want to make be less dependent on coal burning. We're gonna have a quester chest for Not a whole lot because we don't need all that much coal, but we do not need to request that many. We really don't need all that much. So yeah, now we have a bot logistics for all of our belts. Most of our intermediaries. Oh, I will have to fix this, but I'll fix that off. Yeah, this is what I would call introduction to logistics robotics. If you like this video, leave a like. Uh, if you have any questions or concerns, leave a comment down below. And if you want to see more Factorio Space Age, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time.